Hello, everyone. My name is Ray. It's January 6th, 2020, and today's my dad's birthday. He's 70 years old. Happy birthday, Dad. And one of the things I think about when I think about my dad, he always makes fantastic foods. One such food is a dessert type treat called peanut brittle. Now, I love peanut brittle, but I also enjoy Rice Krispie treats. So for today, for my version of giving thanks to my father for showing me how to create things, what I want to do is showcase how to make a healthier version of a treat that we've all grown up with, Rice Krispie treats. And I'm showcasing ingredients that are a little bit different from what you've enjoyed in the past, but the outcome is just the same, if not better. In my journey towards health recovery, I got back to the basics like my dad had been talking about for so long. Less fast food, less preservatives, and more wholesome foods. In addition, I still satisfied my sweet tooth by coming up with alternative ways to make the sweets that I've always enjoyed. I learned from several people that many foods that we buy regularly, which include preservatives, also come in preservative-free offerings. So we started to modify the foods that we had to include less and less preservatives, and we noticed more and more results. This recipe will use 4 cups of brown Rice Crisps and 4 cups of preservative-free marshmallows from our local wholesome foods stores. These different items are something that you can find in a number of stores. I'm just showcasing these 2 specific items as one possible alternative to your new and improved journey towards health. As you saw, I just showed the measuring cup. I'm going to be measuring out 4 cups of Rice Crisps in order to add to my melted butter. And in order to melt my butter, I'm going to turn the stove on to the level of 4. My stove goes from 0 to 10, and 4 is a medium setting which will help me to melt the butter and the marshmallows properly. While I'm not a strong advocate of eating sweets all the time, I am absolutely convinced that removing preservatives and chemicals from our diet allows us to make leaps and bounds type progress when it comes to weight loss. All we have to do is refine our ingredients list to not include the harmful chemicals that we typically buy at a discounted rate. Here you'll see that I measured out 4 cups of marshmallows, and I'm going to add that to the butter that I'm about to melt. I've also saved the remainder of the marshmallows that came in the bag that you saw earlier, and they'll come into play during the final stages of the mixing process. I'll also include a link that talks about marshmallows and preservatives for further reference. Now that I've laid out everything so I can quickly prepare this recipe, I placed the large mixing pot on the front burner, which is the burner that I placed onto low heat. Here you see I've got a 1/4 cup of butter, or about 1 stick of butter, which begins to melt pretty quickly. One of the other benefits that's often overlooked when it comes to cooking any kind of food or processing or preparing any kind of meal is the meditative qualities that come with that. To focus on preparing something such that you can't be distracted or take your attention from it is the equivalent of meditation. This is helpful if you've been stressed out. So too is the enjoyment of eating some Rice Krispie treats on a wonderful afternoon, such as maybe the afternoon that your dad has a birthday and he's turned 70. What I'm looking for here is basically to melt the butter into a liquidy concoction so that I can add the marshmallows into this melted mixture and basically mix the marshmallows until they're thoroughly melted. Here I've included a time lapse to show the process of melting the butter and then stirring in the marshmallows. And you can see I add a few marshmallows at a time, and I basically try to coat all the marshmallows equally with the butter, and I just continue to stir the marshmallows until all of the marshmallows have deteriorated into a melted state. Just after pouring the marshmallows into the buttery concoction, I measured out 4 cups of rice cereal to mix in, just the same way that I mixed the marshmallows into the butter. This process happens relatively quickly, and you may hear the cereal snap, pop, and crackle while you're stirring. This is normal. But I wanted to do one step more and add a few extra marshmallows that don't melt completely so that you have some extra gooey goodness when you're eating these amazing treats. Here you see I've stirred in some extra marshmallows, which again I don't want to melt completely, so I'll end up moving this large bowl to the next burner, and I'll even add in a few more extra marshmallows just for good measure, and continue to stir so that all of this yummy goodness is spread evenly throughout the mixture. You'll notice that I have an oven mitt on while I'm stirring this mixture. This is because the mixture is very thick and the bowl needs to be stabilized as you're stirring the mixture. As noted, I added these additional marshmallows towards the end of the mixing process so that there could be additional morsels of goodness for you and your guests who are enjoying these amazing, delicious treats. Once your ingredients have been properly stirred, the only thing left to do is to transfer these to your serving pan. In this particular case, the serving pan is pre-oiled with coconut oil, so I placed the pan nearby so that I can easily transfer my mixture into my serving pan. The pot we've used continues to remain hot, so I'm still using my oven mitt, and now I just carefully spoon all of this amazing goodness into the serving pan. The goal is to scoop out the amazing goodness as quickly as you can prior to the ingredients solidifying. As you scoop everything out into your serving pan, imagine that you're just basically going to flatten this into the serving pan and then it's going to harden into the Rice Krispie treats that we've come to know in the past. So after scooping out all of the ingredients, or as much as you can, I place the pot to the side and I basically begin to flatten the Rice Krispie concoction into the serving pan. This is relatively easy because these ingredients are still malleable as they're still quite warm. Once you've got everything flattened out to your liking, you can leave this pan setting just the way it is for a few additional minutes as your ingredients cool off. It's also a good time to take the spatula that you were stirring the ingredients with and give a quick once-over to the pot that you were just using to cook these ingredients together. This will help greatly with the cleanup process, and it also allows you to taste the goods while they're still warm. Let me know what you think about this video. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Peace.